Okay, now we are going to add a new. So actually, so activity types we have completed activity types. Did we complete this activity types? Activity types we had completed, I believe. So let me check this lesson. Okay, so I believe that activity types is clear, guys.
Yes, yes,
Activity.
sir.
Okay, so now let's say, did we use any resource here? Yeah, external. Okay, you understand the activity types. Now there is something called the, okay, I did not teach you that how to create the calendar, right? We were using the calendar. Now, how to create a calendar? So basically, to create the calendar, so today we will create a UAE calendar, right? So to create the calendar, so just okay, you just grab your mouse. I will indicate on the screen. Just a moment. Let me get my writing pen. So first of all, you click on this option. I think that this is the option. Reports. No, go to the next one. I think it should have something called the dictionaries. User companies dictionaries. Okay, so let me check because these symbols are a little bit different. So yeah, even I don't remember sometimes. There is something called dictionaries, schedules, resource, grid layouts, risk register. Okay, file list, scope item, baseline, work package changes, kinds of constraints, synchronized monitor, summary and settings. Okay, so let me see where I can get you to the calendar. Activity types, workspaces, non-production, reports.
Sir, there is one option. If you go back to that window where we have the setting and activity and these steps.
Which one is that? Actually, there is a place where you get the list of
Yeah,
calendars for the application.
yeah. And also the other window where we have activities and all these things, schedules and all these things. The other window, I think. Uh, Open a project, sir. View all activity tab. Yes. So the last option, setting, and setting we have. Yes. Yes, sir. Here
Oh,
we
yeah,
have dictionary. Yes.
yeah, give you dictionary. Yeah, good. So we are going to create a calendar. Now, let me tell you that there are two kinds of the calendar which you can use in the project, and there is one calendar which you can keep in the workspace, right? Okay, now we are going to create a new calendar. So we go to the dictionaries and then we go to the calendar. Now, the project calendar will be visible within the project, and the basically the workspace calendar will be accessible to all. Okay. Now, what is the structure of the calendar? So the calendar has the day, and each of the day has a scheduled timing, as you can see here, right? Okay, so you can see that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So this is a calendar 7 by 8. But if you look at this calendar, so it has got basically two shifts. Do you see this? Monday, it has got 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. 2 p.m. Now we are going to create a UAE calendar, a calendar which is having the work structure of the UAE. Okay, so guys, just do this thing. So let us do this thing because we are working in the common space. But to have a practice, let us do this thing. So Rita will have the number one, Harun number two, John number three, and Lawrence number four. So you create these four calendars, right? UAE 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So Rita, you just click here. Okay. So you write here name of the calendar as UAE 1. Harun, you create 2. Aljon, you create 3. Lawrence, you create 4. Use the capital letter UAE 1 and you write the same here also. Okay. Just copy and paste it into the ID. We are just keeping this symbol, right? Okay. That's it. UAE 1. So you also create, you guys, three of you also create 2, 3, 4. Harun, you create with the number 3. You just remember your number is 2.
Yes, sir, I created it.
Non, your number is 3, right? You are number 3 participant, and Lawrence, you are number 4 participant, right? Because we are going to do it in the same way. So I'll wait for you. So you guys, you come here, summary and settings, then you select the workspace. Then inside the workspace, you select the option calendars, right? So once you guys are here, you just confirm to me that you are done up to here, then we will move ahead.
Yes, sir, I'm here. I'm synchronized.
Lawrence, Aljon, what about you guys? They are here, but tell me, Harun, are they here? Or Lawrence is fine? He is joined?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He is
I'm just
sitting next
having
to me.
difficulty in speaking, sir, because I'm having a cough.
Yeah.
So,
If you guys are in the same, please guide. Okay. You take guidance from Harun. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Now,
Thank you,
after
sir.
that, we have created the name. Then we are going to create the work week. So in the week, we will tell that which weekdays are working, which are non-working, right? So we click on the next button. So after we come to the work week, so guys, now tell me that what is the work culture of the UK? So which is the off day? So the off days are indicated by the 0. Do you see the 0?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
You tell me, Harun, what is the work culture? So in the UA, so is it Saturday off?
Sir,
Or
mostly, sir, it's changing from company to company. Sometimes it's Friday, sometimes Saturday, but in our
so
situation, it's Sunday.
so what's that in your company? How many days of the work you have in your company?
6 day a week and Sunday is off.
6 days a week, and the Sunday is off.
Yes.
Fine. So do this thing, guys. You put 8 hour in the Saturday. Put right here 8h. So when once you write 8h, it becomes a working day, right? Now we have to tell the structure of the day. So we will go to the next step, right? So you click on the next. Okay. Now holiday will come back later. So guys, please come to the back button here. So we also have to tell what is the structure of the day. So this is the structure of the day. So first of all, let me see, the screen is a little bit small. So let me see if I can expand the box. See, basically what it is saying is that what is the work hour? When do you start the business, right? So basically you have to tell the timing. So I just scroll down. So guys, you will see that this is the working time. So working time is starting from 8 a.m. But tell me, guys, what is the working time in your organization? What is the start time?
8.
Sir,
8. Right. Now, you just tell me that what is your break time? Is it 1 to 2 p.m. or is it 12 to 1 p.m.?
12 to 1:30.
Okay, 12 to 1:30. So, guys, what you do? So, you have to basically, I'll just tell you what you need to do. You need to be very careful with the screen. So, you drag this. So, you bring it up to the 12 for all the days. Rita, you do the next one. You do it for the Tuesday. You drag this dark bar and you bring it up to the 12 p.m. Drag it up more, little bit more. Yes. Yeah, do it for the Wednesday. Yeah, and also do it for the Saturday. So, guys, what you have done that you have created the first half of the day, right? So basically, what is the first
Sir, we
half?
have to drag it until the end of 12 p.m. because we are we just covering 8 to 8, 9, 10, 11. We have to cover the 12 as well, right, sir?
No. Basically, you are working. So your break time starts at 12, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So break time is starting at 12,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then break time is going up to 1:30. So what we do, we click here, and then guys, you watch me that what I'm doing. So what is your ending time of the business?
5:30.
Right. See what I'm going to do. I'm going to first click here, then I will drag this like this. Do you see that this is 5 and this is the 5:30, right?
Oh, yes.
5:30. So basically, it makes 8 man hours. Do you see on the top? It is completing 8 man hours as mandated by the law. So basically, the starting time is 8, and you are getting a break of 1.5 hours. Okay, from 12 to 1:30, and then your work is starting at 1:30 and it is going till 5:30, right? So you have got 4 hours plus 4 hours is the total man hours, right? Now you do the same thing on the Tuesday. Rita, you go ahead and do it. Okay, so you click here on the Tuesday, you click at the 1:30. So let me point it. Click here. Now you drag this dot till you are getting 8 hours of the work, right? Basically, what you are telling that we, yeah. So just drop it first. I'll just help you. See, basically, you need to bring this up a little bit more. It's a little bit tricky here, but don't worry. Now you drag it till 5:30. Drag this thing till the 5:30. Yeah, drag it. Yes, good. Now you create another 4 hours of the work from 1:30 to 5:30. So basically, what you have done, if you look at the top, your 8 hours of the work is completed for each day. So guys, what you have done, this is called the daily schedule, right? So schedule means start time and finish time, right? So this is the daily schedule for the day. Rita, hold it. What is happening? Yeah, I think you are on a dual screen. You don't need that. Okay, so let me help you do this. So just do this thing. Don't use the extended. You just duplicate it. Okay, I'm clicking on the duplicate. Okay, don't use the extended screen. It will be confusing then. Now
Okay,
is it
sir.
duplicated? So use the bigger screen because I'm on your screen, so you don't need the extended monitor. Rest of the guys they need it because they need to see the demo and they need to work on their own screen. Since I'm on your screen only, you don't need the extended. What you need is duplicate so that now you use the bigger screen. Okay, is the bigger screen on?
Yes,
Rita?
sir.
Sir,
It's all.
yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now you can see that you have created the daily structure of the day. So what is the daily start time? The start time is at 8 a.m., right? Okay. So from 8 a.m. to 12, so there is the 4 hours of the work. And then after that, you start your work at 1:30 and you go till 5:30. So in between, you have got 1.5 hours, right? So basically, the total work time every day, the work hours is the man hours is the 8 hours. Now you click on the next button. Okay. So now you click on the finish button. Okay. So this is the daily schedule of your company. So you can see this. This is for Monday. Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So these are the two halves of the day. This is the structure, right? Now you have to apply the basically that what is the holiday list, right? So just wait. I'll just tell you. Now before we do that, we have to define that what is the definition of the day. Basically, the definition of the day is 8. So you write here 8. The man hours per day is 8. Just write here 8, 8, 8. Number 8. Numeral 8. Correct. Okay. Now, what is the definition of the man hours per week? Guys, you are working 6 days a week, right? So 6 multiplied by 8 is 48. So you write here 48. And since you are working 4 weeks. So 48 multiplied by 4 is how much? Check in your mobile calculator. You pull out your mobile calculator and multiply 48, multiply 192. Right. So you write here 192. Now, guys, you tell me that what is 192 multiplied by 12? So how many man hours per year?
304.
Yeah, but actually we are going to add 40 more. So why it is 2304 plus 44? I'll explain to you in a moment. See, basically we use 2344 man hours for the year. Why we use that? So I'll just explain to you right now. Just wait. So guys, just watch. I'm going to open the calendar in the system. Now in the calendar, I'm going to go into the month of the November. So guys, in the month of the November, you observe the calendar. How many days are there in the Saturday? How many Saturdays are there? Rita,
Yeah, 5. So,
5 Saturdays are there, right?
yes.
Okay. So you will see that in a year there are approximately 5 months. There are 5 Saturday. Now count in the month of the March.
5
How many?
also, sir.
5. Right. So let me do the thing. Let me mark it with a rectangle on the side. Okay. So that you see. Now you look at the month of the May. You see how many Saturdays are there? 5. Right. So
Yes.
so there are 5 months in every year in which there is a 5th Saturday. So that is why we are compensating for the 5th Saturday by adding a 40, just like we compensate for the leap year. In the leap year, what do? We add one day in the month of the February. So why do we do it? Why in the leap year there is an extra day? Do you guys know what is the reason for that? Hmm? Because the revolution of the earth is not exactly 365 days, it is 365 and a quarter day, right, in a year. So it will be very odd if you had a day starting and ending at after 6 hours, right? Because a day has 24 hours, we can't have a day which is having just 6 hours. So what do? That we accumulate that 6 hours and we add at end of the 4th year. So that is called the leap year, right? So in the leap year, the month of the January is having 29 days. And the leap year, how do you identify the leap year? Leap year is divisible by 4. So guys, if you looked at the 2024, is it divisible by 4? Or you look at the 24, is it divisible by 4?
Yes, sir, it is divisible.
And guys, there is one more thing. In the leap year, the Olympic Games are held every leap year. Did you note that?
Um, First time here, sir. Didn't notice that one.
Remember all you just go into the Google and find out the years of the Olympic Games. They are all leap years, right? Okay, 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, and like that. So leap year is basically compensating. So similarly, now coming back to the main point is that why? It's because we are having a 6 days a week calendar. So for the year is a definition in terms of the man hours, right? So what happens that in the project management, we superimpose the project calendar on top of the real calendar. So the real calendar that we are using internationally for business purpose to synchronize the entire business of the earth. Okay. So we are using the Christian era calendar, right? So in this calendar, it is based upon the solar. It is based upon the sun's movement, right? So that is why we are adding the 40 extra days. Okay. So this is 2344 for the year. The definition of the man hours is 2344. Now, after you have done that, so you click on the save button.
Sir, if you look at the calendar, it's showing 8 to 12 and 1 to 5 p.m. It's not showing there 30 minutes.
So let us check what is the, we will check the structure of the calendar in a while. So in fact, I don't know why it is not showing the 5:30, but I think we selected it right. So, but we can change it in a while. So let's go into the calendar. Let us check. So we have done. So this is basically 5:30 only. You just don't worry about the writing which you see here in the summary, right? So if you go into the structure of the calendar, you can see that your calendar is correct. Did you note that, guys? It is.
Yes, sir.
Oh, who is in the shared room, guys? So if you're in a shared room, please mute your mic, okay? All the rest of you, those who are in a non-shared room, please keep your mics on. So continue to talk to me. Okay. So this is the entire week. So you're starting at 8 and you're finishing at the first half is finishing at 12. And then you're starting at 1:30 and you can clearly see it is 5:30. Even though it is not showing there, you don't have to worry about it, right? Now we come to the standard work week. This is the standard work week. So how it is configured? So you have configured it right. So it is 5:30 only. Okay. And then what we can do, we can create the holiday list. So after this is complete, the configuration of the week is complete. Now what happens is that the calendar is superimposed by the holiday list. So holiday list, they create the non-work days, right? So we are going to do that. Okay. Now you will click on the list of the holidays here. Click here. Okay. Now you click here on the add. Okay. Now you write here UAE holidays 1. And Rita is 1 and you guys are 2, 3, 4. And you click on the save. Okay. So you have created the holidays. Okay. Now we are going to basically put the holidays. Okay. So let's go into the summary. Okay. Now holiday will be here. So let me see. Holiday is here. Now holiday details we have to fill, right? So holiday, just a moment. Holidays, UAE holiday 1 year. Okay. So guys, you just come to the list here. Okay. And you click it to edit it. Okay. Or we can just click here and you click holiday. Rita will be adding the holidays in her calendar. That is the UA holiday 1. Now you click on the add. Now, guys, you tell me, do you have any recurrence of the holiday every year, just like you have any national day?
Yes, we have it here, sir. And 2nd and 3rd of December, I believe.
So, okay, Rita, you do this thing. You write the name of the holiday which is recurring. And what you do? Is it having fixed day every year?
Yes, sir, it is fixed.
It is fixed. So in which month and date you just write here?
2nd of December and 3rd of December, I believe.
Second
And 3rd of December, right? Only
Okay, so you just do one thing.
one day.
You just, yeah, you.
Number 2.
Okay, first you save this, just a moment. Holidays, holiday 1. First you save this and then what you need to do, just let me see, you can make it as the holiday 1. I mean national holiday 1, since it is a two day. So you add one more like this and you write here 2, right? So what you do, repeat every December on the 3rd, right? Is that clear? See, UAE national day 1 is on the 2nd and day 2 is on the 3rd. Right, Tell me, guys, what is the third one?
So New Year's holidays.
So you write here New Year. So New Year. So which day? Is it on the 31st?
Yeah, 31st and I believe 1st of January as well.
Okay, so you write here. First of all, you write here 31st. Okay, so you got to rename this. You double click here, so it will become okay number one. Okay, then you go to the next line. So here you oh no, that is not the national day. Okay, that is yeah, that will be New Year. Okay, New Year celebration one, right? So it will be the one. If there is a 2 days of the celebration, then you go and then you write here two. Then you select here January 1. Okay. So you go to the month of the January and you select one. Is it clear, guys? Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
what about Eid? Eid.
Yeah, sir, but it's not fixed. It's changing every year.
So that I will tell you that what to do, but you write it. You write both the Eids, right? There are two kind of Eids. Right? You tell the name of the first one.
EID. EID. E for
No.
elephant. UL space UL
No, with a space.
with the
So
space.
there is two Eid ul Zaha, Eid ul Azha.
Yeah, as and then give space. Space.
Space.
FITAR. FITAR.
Eid ul Fitr, yeah. Okay. Now what we do guys, I'll just tell you. Let me write this property. It is Eid ul Fitr. Eid ul Fitr. So we have an approximate date. So what we do that we can repeat it every day approximately for every month, every year. Now what happens is that when you are using this calendar on your project, which is going over multiple years, see the number of the holidays in a year is constant, but for this, the particular date might change, right? So we
Yes.
write this. So suppose I want to write it for the 2024. So I'll write it like this 2024. Then what do I do? I write the date for the 20. So is it gone or is it yet to come?
It is gone, sir. Gone, sir.
It is. So, is there any Eid festival which is coming, the forthcoming?
No, I don't think so, sir. It's Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha both are passed for this year.
Both have passed. Okay, so let me do this thing. I'll just tell you that what to do. So, what was the date in 2024? Okay, just tell me. What was the date in 2024? Which month and which date?
Okay, let me search that one, sir. 10th of April 2024.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to the year 2025. I'll just tell you, it's a mature thing. So what was the date last year? I mean, for the past one. 24th? What was the date? Or tell me, Harun, I think you have gone mute. Your mic has gone mute.
Sorry, sir.
Or you just tell me the date of the Eid ul-Fitr in 2024.
Sir, 10th of April 2024.
6th.
10th.
Okay, 10th. See, guys. So why I'm marking it for 2025, I'll explain to you the logic. See, basically, if you know project or project online or Primavera online, but P6, but you need project management maturity. So the maturity is that since the year 2024 for the year 2024 is gone, but I'm going to it in on the 10th of the April 25. Okay, guys, listen to me very carefully. The logic is that when my company will declare the list of the holidays for 2025, well, I'll adjust it. What happens if my project is going over multiple years? My finish date will be correct. Is that clear? Because my finish date is based upon the calendar, and the calendar has a set number of the holidays as per the company policy, right? Is that clear, guys? So basically, what we do for the because the Hindu calendar and the Islamic calendar is based upon the moon. So the festivities in both the calendars they are changing every year. Now, what we do here, okay, so basically it is applicable there also. Basically, for the holidays which are based upon the lunar calendar, so we put one particular date. So when I reach the year, I will adjust the date because once the date is predicted, so maybe I adjust it to the 8 or 9. But my number of the holidays in a year is constant. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my calculation of the finish date will be always correct. Right? Because the total number of the holidays in my calendar is the list of the holidays in the calendar will be correct. But if you look at the Christmas, so Christmas is basically based upon the solar calendar, right? It is 25th of the December, so it will be fixed. But if there is any Islamic holiday or a Hindu holiday, we put them in onto the calendar. Every year we put it. Suppose I do it for the 24, I put it on the 24, and the next year I put it on the same date. But when I am reaching the next year, so when I get the list from my HR, so I will adjust the date. My finish date for the project will remain constant. Have you understood the logic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Now I'm going to write Idul Azha. Oh, so I'm going to write it for the 2025, right? So, okay, you tell me the date in the 2024. I will use the same date in the 25. Tell me, Harun.
Sir, it was 17th of June.
See, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going into the month of the June of 2025, and I'm going to use the 20th of the June, right? So next year, what is going to happen when in the month of the December, so my HR will give me a list of the holidays determined for the year 25, right? So what I will do, I will come to the Idul Fitr and the Idul Azha, I will adjust these dates, right? Is this clear? Because they are not recurring on the same date every year, right? Now, recurring every year, but suppose if the Christmas is a big Christmas there in the BOE, do you have any leave there for the Christmas?
I don't think so, sir. We have government level. We don't have it. Christmas leave we don't have, right, Lawrence? No, we don't have it, sir.
Okay, so you don't have that. So okay, so if you have that, just in case, okay. So anything else you have beside all this?
Lawrence, do we have any other leave other than this?
Okay, so guys, Rita, you have been here for 2 3 years, so do you know what is? So guys, do you have the list of the holidays from the HR of your company? You
Sir, we actually have some specific date from government side and the official website, but we don't have it from our HR. So there is having a New Year day, Idul Fitr, Idul Adha, Arafat day as well, which is also an Islamic day, and Islamic New Year day and Prophet Muhammad birthday. So these are the holidays. Yeah,
no, are they?
Islamic
Yeah, so you no, if these
Islamic
are
we have holidays.
allowed in your company, so you should write it here.
Yes, sir, it's allowed in our company. So we have Islamic New Year.
So, so when it is, what is the approximate date? And so I think it is also going to change every year. So
Yes,
is it?
so it's an Islamic, based on Islamic calendar, so it's changing every month.
Yeah. So basically, I'm writing it for the 25. So what was the date in the 24?
It was in the 7th of July.
Okay. So let me go to the month of the July. So July. So what was the date last year? I mean, for the 24?
7th.
7th of July. So I'm going to use the same date for the next year. Okay. And anything else you have?
Arafat Day. Yes, sir.
And which day it was in 2024?
Sir, it was 15th of June, just one day before the Eid al-Adha. Then the next day is Eid al-Adha. So we are having 4 holidays for Eid al-Adha, 1 for Arafat, and 3 holidays for Eid al-Adha.
Oh, Eid al-Adha. So that will be 3 days. So
Yeah.
basically, you have to repeat it like 1, 2, 3, right? So it will be like this. Okay. Now, so this gives you the idea. The Arafat day is on the 15th. So Eid al-Adha is on the 20th. So it will be 20, 21, 22, right? Will it be like this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Now, what we do, we just save this. Okay. So we save this. So this is the holidays, that is the UAE holiday, right? Now I'm going to basically apply it in my calendar. So list of the holidays which I'm going to use in the UAE calendar is the UAE holiday one. Because if I use, like, suppose if I use India the holidays, then what's going to happen? So just see what's going to happen in the month of the January. So if I scroll to the month of the January, so let me the January month. Let me select the January. Now, what's going to happen if I go to this calendar and the holiday, okay, from holiday from the January will be applied here. So right now the month of the January 26 is a Republic Day in India, but it is already a Sunday. Okay, so that's why it won't be visible here. Now I go into the summary. Now I say that in the UAE calendar, I want the holiday list to be taken from the UAE holiday, right? Okay, then I click on the save. Now, what's going to happen if you look at the calendar? So you will find that every 1st of the January will be marked as non-work day, right? So let's have a look at the calendar. Okay, let us look at the January 1. Let's see that how it looks. So guys, do you see this? January 1 is marked as the holiday. Look at this legend. See this dark color. Is this clear?
Clear, sir. Clear, sir.
Rita, is this clear? Aljon, is it clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
So basically what is happening that you first created the structure of the day and the month. Then you told that the holiday is on the 31st of the December and 1st of the January. And there are more of them of the holidays, so which you can see by scrolling. So if you scroll through the calendar, then you will be able to see the days which are marked as the holidays. Now let me skip to the month. So this is the month of the December. Let me skip to the month of the January. So guys, do you see the dark color here? Did you note
Yes.
dark color? So basically what it is saying that it is a non-work day. The working days are having two shifts. Do you see the two shift here, 8 a.m. to 12 and 1 p.m. to 5:30? It is not saying 5, it is not saying 5:30, but it is 5:30, right? Let me scroll to the month of the February. So February month, all work days. Let us scroll to the month of the March, all work days. Let us scroll to the month of the April. So guys, do you see this? This is the non-work, right? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
This is the non-work, so it is having. So now, if you switch over to the week and if you look at the 10th of the April, so let's go to the 10th of the April. Okay, let me scroll back a little to the 10th. So once I get 10th on the screen, you will see that 10th is marked as a holiday with the dark color. So this is the legend, right? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so this is how you create the calendar. So once you have created the calendar, so this calendar is saved in the workspace. Now, how to use this the calendar? So I refresh the page. Okay, suppose if you want to see the effect of this calendar in your project, right? So what do you do? So first of all, you go to the activity, go to the project. So let's see that what is the project that you have selected. So let me select the lesson number 1, which is scheduling with the calendars. Let me go to the activities. Okay. Now this calendar is basically the project is starting on 1st of the January, right? So it is starting on the 1st of the January and it is finishing on the 6th of the September. Now let me do this thing. Let me go into the project. Now let me change the date of the project. So how do I change the date of the project? So you come to this view summary and settings. Just a second. Yeah. Change it to the 1st of January 25. Or you change it to the 1st of October 24. You change it to the 1st of October 24. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now let's see if there is any place where you can select the calendar. Now you come here. You select your calendar UAE1 and you click on the select button here. Okay. Now, once we change the planned start date, we have to change the data date also, the date till which the data has been updated. So we change it to the 1st of the October. So I'm bringing it a back date. Okay, so that we can understand that how the scheduling is impacted. Okay, I bring it to the 1st of the October and then I click on the save, right? Okay, so after I clicked on the save, then I close it from here. Then I will go into the activities. Okay, now in the activities, when I go to the activities, so I think I would need to schedule this. So it is starting from 1st of the September, but I need to reschedule this, right? So it is going to schedule according to the new start date. Okay, so the data date is now 1st of the October. Now I click on the schedule now. So the scheduling will begin from the 1st of the October, right? Because I have changed the date at the project level, right? So you can see that the 1st of the October is a Tuesday. So it is starting on the Tuesday, right? Now let's say that I am creating a task of 1 year. I type here 1Y. So guys, I hope you remember the Y is the abbreviation for the year, right? So it gets 293 days. Okay. Then I schedule this. Now I will, after I schedule this, I will check on the 31st of the December, that what does the calendar look like? What does the Gantt chart look like? See, guys, I'm scrolling, right? So, what is the, just a moment. So, just a moment. I have to change the default calendar also, because you know what is happening. The default of the calendar is in the background of the Gantt chart. Okay, just wait. So I go into the home, then I go into the settings in general in the workspace. So I go into the dictionaries, then I go into the calendars. Then I say that UAE calendar will be the default calendar. Okay. Now what happens, guys, that what is the meaning of this? The default calendar, when it is applied as a global default in the workspace, this gets applied in the Gantt chart background, because right now it was not displaying like that. Okay, so I click on the save. Now, when it is being displayed in the background of the Gantt chart, if you looked at the month of the December after this, so you will see that 31st of the December will be displayed in the dark color, right? So I go into the activities once again. So I hope the data is now refreshed. So then I scroll toward the month of the December. So let me see layout search. So the calendar of the activities IST, right? So what do we do? So for the existing ones, I select the UAE one. Okay. After selecting the UAE, so you will see, let me do this thing. Let me remove all this first, right? Let me reschedule this. Now let me scroll to the month of the December. So I think the holiday we started from 20, I think we started from 2025, right? So let me scroll to the month of 25th. Okay, so let me go to the calendar. Okay, so repeat every January 1. Yeah, it should be on the January UAE National Day, December 2 New Year celebration, December 31. Eid al-Fitr is on 2025, 10th of the April. Yeah, so I think so it is fine. So this is in the calendar, the holiday list is applied, applicable to project and the resource role. Yeah, that's fine. So calendar, so let me confirm. Okay, so guys, let me go to the month. So I go to the month of the December. Yeah, so it is showing up. Okay, so in the month of the December 31st and the 1st of the January is marked as the non-work, right? So which is okay. So you can see, guys, do you see this the calendar here? See, did you note that? December 31st and the 1st of the January. They are marked as
highlighted.
and if you skip to the next year, so in the year of the 2025, you are going to see these holidays, right? You see that these are marked here. Okay, so these are Eid basically. Okay, so Eid are affected. But if you looked at the New Year and the New Year on the 31st of the December and 1st of the January, they are going to be constant, right? See this. Every year you will find them. Now this will be repeated infinitely, right? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
See this. The standard ones which are being repeated every year. So every year, what is being repeated? The 3rd of the December and 1st of the January, 2nd and 3rd. So 2nd and 3rd of the December, do you remember what is that? National Day 1 and 2. Right, guys? So National Day and the New Year's celebration day, these are constant. Okay, so these are going to be applied in infinitely. It's a computer, and computer can create a calendar for thousands of years, right? Now, what's happening here is that, so when I write here 1 year, so it is going to translate into 293 man days. Okay, so let me refresh this thing. So basically, what I expect to see here is that as I go to the month of the December, okay, so let me write here 2 years. I'll write here 2 years to create a very long duration task, okay, so that it intercepts on the month of the December. So as I go to the month of the December, I should find it in the dark color. So let me see that what is happening. Layout, Gantt, current schedule. So basically, what is the calendar? It is using the UAE calendar only. But there is something wrong here. The calendar is not showing up in the default. So let me check that what is the global default here. The project default calendar here. Okay, so this is the default calendar for the dictionaries. The default is UAE, which is, so let me make this a automatic. Yeah, EQC is automatic. Yeah. Now I click on the save. Okay, so it should be automatic, and dictionaries, calendars, details. This is having the UAE calendar, yeah. So that is correct. But this UAE, the calendar should be applicable on the background, on the Gantt chart background, right? The background of the Gantt chart should be configured by the UAE calendar. So let me see that why it is not happening. Because if I go to the 31st of the December, so that should be marked with a gray bar. Okay. Second and 3rd of the December. December 1, December 2, 3. No, it is not showing up here. So guys, there is some problem in this scheduling with the calendar. So basically the calendar has been created correctly, but it is not getting applied on this. It is not being visible on the background. Because on the background, it should be visible on the 2nd and 3rd of the December. Okay, so we'll find out. Now, basically, what happens is that when you apply a particular calendar, it basically determines the finish date, right? So if I change the finish date to another calendar, right? If I find another calendar here, let me see if I can change it. So suppose if I use this calendar, say this is basically working 24 hours, 7 days, right? So you will see the duration will be reduced. If I select it, so then what happens? The duration of the activity is reduced, right? So basically it is the calendar which is basically changing the schedule of this activity. So if I click on this once again, and I change the calendar to the UAE. Now the UAE, the calendar will be applied always by default. Okay, it will be always applied by the default here because this is set as the project default, right? Okay, guys, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the way you create the calendar and use the calendar. So where do you create the calendar? You go into the summary and then you go into the workspace, then you go into the dictionaries, and in the dictionaries you create the calendars. So to create the calendar, what you do, you click on the add, right? So you click on the add button and then you can create the calendar and click on the assign. There are no assigned calendars. So basically, then we write the holiday list. So we create the list of the holiday for the particular region by this. And once the list of the holiday is created, so we combine it into the calendar, right? If I'm working on this calendar, right, say UAE, so what I do, that this is the structure of the months and the days, and what calendar I want to combine, it is mentioned from here, right? So it is mentioned from here. Now there is an option here, just read this thing. Read this.
If a holiday falls in standard non-work time, move.
Okay, why this option has been provided, I'll just tell you, because there is a policy in many companies that suppose the company wants to give you 10, okay, 10 holidays per year. Now, if the holiday falls on a non-work day, suppose it falls on the Sunday. So what is the company's policy? So it will move the holiday to the closest work day or forward, right? Suppose if it is a 5-day week company and the off day is on Saturday and Sunday, and if the holiday falls on the Saturday, so it will be applied on the Monday. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Like, the number of the holidays provided by the company will be 10. It will be still be 10. Some companies have that policy. So if that policy is followed in your company or in your project, so you can choose this option. So the number of the holidays will be still constant. So it will not be superimposed on the non-working day like the weekend, but it will be moved to the next working day so that the policy of the constant number of the holidays is fulfilled. Okay, that is the idea here. Okay, fine. So now we can choose this option. So it will be going to the next one. Okay. Now this is the calendar, how it is being displayed. Okay, this is the calendar for the particular day, week, month. So what is the structure of the day? This is the structure of the day. You can form the structure of the day. You can form the structure of the entire week, and you can form the structure of the entire month. You can see. So basically, if you want to make a day as a work or a non-work, so basically you can do it from here, right? Okay. So this is how you basically. So I just touched here. So I need to do this thing. I need to drag this down, right? So I just make sure that this is the working time and this is also the working time, right? Okay. Now I click on the save. So this is the working time. Okay. This is the standard working time. So the working time, oh no, is it a standard working time or an exception? I don't know. Is it applying an exception? No, I don't want an exception. The working day is actually having the light color. That is the standard day. Exception means what is the non-work. If on a particular day, if I want to have a half day, so then what do? I can apply this exception. So that's what it means. Okay, exception means that within a day, if you want to have a half day, so you can use the exception option and you can basically mark that particular day as a half day, right? So that will be an exception. So since I don't want an exception here, I want the entire day to be worked. So I leave it like this. So this is the standard day. This is the standard of the color. Okay. And this is the holiday. If you go to the 31st of the December, then you will see the dark color. So let me move quickly to the 31st of the December and 1. So you can see that on the 31st of the December or 2nd and 3rd of the December, you remember that this is the basically the national days, right? These are the national days, right, guys?
Right, sir.
Okay, 2nd and 3rd. So they are shown here. If you move to the 31st of the December, so this is the way you can make the calendar. Okay, now okay, now we come to the next thing, so that we want to learn. So schedule is adjusted by the resource, right? So how do we create a resource? So what is the resource? The resource is man, machine, and material. So to create the resources, we go into the resources, right? So you click here, then you what you are seeing is the resource list, right? Okay, so let us create a resource man. So you click on the add button here. So you write here worker one, worker one, and you press enter. And in the ID you write WK1, WK1. Okay. Now, what is the type of the resource? See, by default, it is going to put labor. Do you see this? Right.
Yes, yes.
So it is going to put in as labor. Now you have to write that what is the unit of the measure of this resource. So you have to basically come to the general tab here. So what are the availability and the rates? So maximum units per time. So basically it says 100%. So guys, you have to remember what is the meaning of the 100%. So it's very simple. 100% equal to 8 man hours per day. 8 mh. Let me write this. 8 man hour per day. And similarly, when I go to the 75, so it is equal to how much will be 64 6 man hour per day. And what is the 50%? 50% is half day. And then what is the 25%? 25% is equal to
2
2,
hours.
2 man hours per day. Right? So what I'm saying is that if the guy is a full-time employee, a full-time employee will be 100%. So that is his capacity to work. Right? So I can use him for the entire 8 hours of the day. Suppose if by chance if the employee that the for whom I'm creating the record, he doesn't work full time in the company, he works only part time. Okay, so he works only part time. Suppose if he works 6 hours, so I'm going to enter here 75%. So 6 hours, the corresponding maximum unit per time will be 75%, right? Similarly, it is mentioned like this. Now, what is the rate per unit? So, what is the rate per unit? Unit of a person is measured in the hours or per day or per week or per monthly salary. So, let's say for the sake of the understanding and simplicity, I'm going to write here 10 per hour. So, I write it like this, okay? 10 per hour, right? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
This is the resource which I have created is the worker. So worker is called the labor, right? Okay, now let us do this thing. You click on the add button here. Once again, click on the add. Now you write here worker 2. And you write the ID as the WK2. And then you come to the detail. You select the worker 2 first. You place your cursor on the worker 2, then you click here to expand the detail tab, detail window. Yeah, you just click here. Yeah. Now you write here 10. No, not in the second row, but in the first row itself. In the first row, you delete this row. Okay, in the first row itself, you write here 10. So there is no need for the second row. Second row you can delete for now. You say delete. Okay. So we need only second row. Now you just click here and you write here worker 3 and you create it in the same way. Let us create 4 workers, right? You create worker 3 and worker 4 having the same details. Okay. Now these are the workers. And did you create the rate for the worker 3? 10. For the worker 4, 10. Right? Okay. Now you write here machine 1. Okay. Machine 1. Now you write here M1. And then the type of this resource will be non-labor, right? So basically machine is non-labor. So you select here. Okay. So just have a look at the symbol. You see the symbol is changed. For the person and for the machine, it is different. So you just remember that. Now you create here, you write what is the usage price, you write here 10. So we are keeping it very simple to understand it, right? Now you go to the next row and you write here material 1. Material 1. Okay. And you press enter. And then you write here MT1, M and T1, that it is a material number 1. Now in the type, you will select here material. You will see material, right? So whenever you select the material, you will have to select the unit of the measure. So unit of the measure, how do you measure this material? Is it measured for the length? So you would select meter, square meter, cubic meter, kilogram. So basically, if you measure something for the length, it could be meter, or if you measure something for the area, it is square meter, cubic meter, kilogram, if you measure by the weight, right? Or if you measure it by the counting, so you will measure. Now, let's say we measure by the meter, per meter, right? So then I press enter. So then I write here that what is the rate per meter? I say the rate per meter is 10, right? Is this clear? And you just look at the symbol. Okay, so you have to remember the symbol. How do they look like? So this is the material symbol. This is the machine symbol. This is the worker symbol, right? So we have created 3 resources. Okay. Now, how to use them in the activities and how to calculate the cost, right? After we create, let's go into the projects. Let us select one of the projects. So activity types. Okay. So we have a certain calendar here. So let us do this thing. Let us hide this. So we have certain activities here. Okay. So this is a 30 days activity. Now, what I want to do, I want to see the calculation of the cost. So I will be changing the view. Okay. No, I'll be changing the layout to the grid only. And I'll be using the view. So this is the planning view. No, in the planning view, I have the Gantt chart. I will go to the project cost budgeting view. Now in this, I don't have the Gantt chart, right? So what I have is only the activities. So let me spread out. So currently you can see that there are 4 columns here. So you got to be careful with this while expanding. Sometimes the column, it might shift its place, but you can again shift it back, right? Okay, so this is labor cost. So let me move this labor, non-labor, material, right? Now I want to apply the labor, right? So you click on the assign here. And then you click on the workspace here. We want to select it from the workspace. So in the workspace, you will find, if you scroll down, you will find the worker one. Did you find?
No, it's not there.
Oh, it is not there. Oh, that's a pity. So workspace and project ENC resources. Where did we create it? So ENC resources, subcontractor, owner, internal resources, schedulers, risk managers. So we created in some other group. Okay. So let's see. So where is the list of the resources? Did we not save them? So those resource list got created where? Oh, those resources basically got into some other group.
I think, sir, we open another project for that one. Not activity types, scheduling with calendar, I think. Yeah, scheduling with calendar.
Oh,
Yeah.
she calendar, yeah. So they're here. Now I can use them, right? So they're part of the another project. Yeah. So now I have this task. So I'm going to change the view. Okay, I'm going to use this columns. So let me do this thing. Let me expand this. This is the basically the component, the man machine material. Okay, so we basically use this. So I've created a task. Okay, A1000. So let me do this thing. Let me create the task for the 10 days so that the calculation will be clear, right? So after I create the task for the 10 days, then I go into the assign resources. So this is the tab that you will click. Click this, the assignment of the resources. Now click on the assign button here. So now in the assign, you select the project here. From the project space, you will find the resources here. You select the worker one and click on the assign here. Now, once you click on the assign, you will see that the cost in the activity has been created. Okay. Now, what is the cost in the activity? Basically, it is under the labor cost. So, let me expand these columns. It's very simple. See, basically what happens that the total number of the days is 10, right? Now, the planned units, just a moment. So, 10 days. So, for the 10 days, guys, what is the total man hours? See, basically what it is doing, saying that the planned units is 10 man days. Basically what it means to say that it is man hours. Now let me do this thing. Let me get the settings right, because it is easy to understand the settings in terms of the man hours. So let me go into the setting, which is the global setting, activity, task, calculations. In the calculations, price per unit 1 will be used. That is the default AED per hour, earned value, activity defaults, details for the project. So here I have to find out how is it going to basically set for the, how it is going to show you the man hours, because I want the man hours to be displayed, not the man days. Okay, timesheet. So let me see if it is here. Sometimes, some settings are here in the preferences. Okay, let me look at the preferences. So settings, show as units per duration. Yeah, so units per duration will be shown, and date format, the display units will be man hours, right? So basically, the man hours are easy to understand, and it will be showing as the units per duration. So after this, the display will change. Okay. So then we just close this and we refresh the changes. So basically, it will be easy for you to understand in terms of the man hours. Now, what it says that if you look at this column, remaining units per time, so it says that just ignore the word remaining. If you look at the units per time, it says 8 man hour per day, right? So guys, just to tell me one thing, if I'm using this person for 10 days and 10 multiplied by 8 is what? How much is 80, right? So, so planned unit says 80, right? So now if you multiply the total man hours by the rate per hour, so what is the rate per hour of this resource?
10. Oh,
10. 10 AED per hour. Now 80 multiplied by 10, it gives you 800, right?
right.
Now, if you look at the actual cost will be zero right now because you haven't done any work. When you do the work, the actual cost will increase, and then once you complete the work, the actual cost will maybe become more than the planned cost also. If you are not using the money properly, if you are closing the work, so there can be some variance. If you are very efficient, it might close at 800, or it might even close a couple of dirhams less than the planned cost. The remaining cost will become zero at the end of the completion. Since it is a labor cost, so labor cost will be, put into the planned labor cost column, right? Is that clear? Now, in the same task, we are going to assign a machine. So what you do to assign a resource, you have to click on this button. Click this button, you will get a pop-up. Now you select the machine one. From here, you select and click on the assign. So once you click on the assign, you will see the 800 is moved into the non-labor column. Did you note that? See,
Yes.
this is the man cost. So man cost is going into the labor cost column, and the machine cost is going into the planned non-labor cost column. Now I want to use certain material also. Okay, in this activity, I need some material. So click on the assign, and then you select the material, right? So then you click on the assign. Now for the material, guys, let me tell you very, very specifically, The material, it says that 8 meter per day, but that is not the thing. We should never let the Primavera decide the quantity of the material by us. So planned units, suppose you want to use for the entire task, you want to use 100 units. So what do? You go into the planned units column directly and you type here 100. You just type here 100, because the total quantity of the material is determined by the engineer and not by the software. Is that clear, guys? Is this clear or
Yes,
not?
it's clear.
Is it clear to you, Aljon, Lawrence?
Yes, sir.
Huh? See, material is the decision of the engineer, not of the software. So you directly enter the planned units for the material. So you are the person to decide that if I'm going to do this activity, so then from the quantity survey, how much material has been determined to be applied on this activity. So guys, write a note that when you apply a material resource, go directly into the planned units and enter the quantity of the material yourself, right? So this is specifically to the material. Okay. So what happens that once you apply the material cost is basically moved into the material cost column. So when you add all this, okay, so these three, they add into the total cost of the activity, man, machine, material, right? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here, I'm going to tell you guys something special. See, when you do an activity, so an activity requires the fourth cost component also. So it is like this: man, machine, material, and the fourth cost component is cash. Right? Now here is a difference. The way the cash is handled in the Primavera P6 and the Primavera Online. In the Primavera Online, so there is no provision for the cash, because if you look at the Primavera, there is a provision for cash. So which is basically called the budgeted expenses. Okay, I'll just show it to you. If you go into this P6, there is a fourth cost component. Can you please log in into this? And you start any practice project. Do you have any practice project there?
No, I don't have, sir. I deleted it.
Okay. Okay, you don't have it. Just don't worry. I'll just show it to you guys first so that you can understand the concept. So let me show it to you from my screen. Okay. Just give me a moment. Let me log in into my P6. I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me switch over to this. Okay. Let me go to one of the activities here. Okay. So, basically you can see that it is very, very much explicit here. You can see the man machine material symbol, right? Do you see that? See this.
Yes.
Man is represented by the human icon, Okay. So you can clearly see this man, machine, material. The material is represented by the brick. But there is a fourth component of the activity, that is the expense. So suppose if I'm basically, I want to do some activity and I have some cash component, I put it into the expense, right? Okay. So this is the cash component. So that is the uh, so no, that should be the cash component, not the material. If I go into the resources, oh, the travel cost. Actually, it is the travel cost. So I remove this from here. Actually, it is a cash cost. So I go into the expenses. I add an item. I say travel, right? Travel cost. So then expense category I choose. I say travel. So I can choose the travel. So I directly write that what is the amount of the money I need for the traveling. I write here, right? And write the amount. So you will see that there is a fourth column here, that is the budgeted expense cost, right? Do you see this? There are four things: man, machine, material, and cash. So this is the cash part. Okay. So basically, anything that you get done by the external resources, right? It is represented as the budgeted expenses. In the project management, we call it the cash component. Okay. So the cash component is used to, it is a pure cash that we plan within an activity. So it is basically to get the job done by external resources. Because if I'm traveling, okay, if I buy a ticket for say flight, so what is that flight? Flight is an external resource, right? So it has basically a cost code to me. Say suppose I want to fly from Delhi to London. So I'm not calculating the man machine material, right? For the airlines, right? Is that clear? The airline says to me, you pay us 10,000 dirhams and we will take you from Delhi to London. That's it. So it means the work which is to be done by the external resource, for me, the airlines is the external resource. I'm only interested in the result and they are interested in the money. So they say that you give me 10,000 and I will take you from Delhi to London. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the expenditure. So that is the fourth component. Now the problem is that in the Primavera Online we don't have that, but I will tell you the workaround. So Rita, so what do? You share your screen, then I will tell you a very wise workaround. Okay, smart workaround. How to read this? It does not have that. It's I'm okay. Now, suppose you want to have some transport cost here. Okay, now how to do it? I'll just tell you. First of all, you go into your resource. Okay, then you click on the add here. Click on the add here. Then you write here transport expenditure. In the name,
Task.
transport expenditure. Yeah, capital D.
Capital D.
And now you press enter, it's okay. Yeah, capital T, yeah, that's good. Now here you write TE. In the ID, for short, you write here TE, capital T, capital E, right? Because if you write the IDs in the capital, it is abbreviation, right? You press enter. You press enter. Now, what do we do? This we change into the material type, okay? You change it. Rita, you change it to material. Yeah. Okay. And you write here AED, AED, and you press enter. So we have to created, right? Manage units of the measure. So what you do, you click here at, and you write here AED in capital letters. And you go into the name, you write it AED. Okay. And you click on the save. Save it. So after you saved, so you close it. Then you say refresh. Now, what do you do? That for the material, you select the unit of the measure which you have now created. You select here AED. Now, double click, a little bit of force, use a little bit of pressure. Yeah. Just a moment. AED, you select here and you click select. Yeah. So you have done the selection, right? So basically what we are doing, suppose I want to use the AED, right? I go to my activity. I select the activity. Now in the activity, I click on the assign. Then I select transport expenditure. Okay. Then click on the assign. Okay. So how many AED I want to use? So how many AED I want to use? Suppose I ask my transporter that how much money you need for transporting my material from the warehouse to the project site. Is that clear to you, Harun? Aljon? Lawrence?
Yes, sir.
You know, I want to use these services of a transport company. So they are going to give me a quotation. So I tell them that this is the extent of the material. This is the type of the material. This is the weight of the material. They get an idea. They say that, sir, we are going to charge you, say, 500. So you write here just 500. You write here. Okay, don't write the AED. You just write 500. You see that? So it says 500 AED. So what is the 500 AED? It is the transport cost, right? Is this clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So then the planned total cost is basically is now is inclusive of this also. So this is basically planned total cost. Just a moment. So when I create this resource, just a moment, I have to go into this resource and write the resource rate also. See, when you create the transport expenditure, so you have to write the price per unit is 1, just 1. Okay. Per unit cost of this resource is just 1 AED. Okay. Now, when you come to the activity, you will see that whatever you write as the unit, it is being calculated into the cost, right? Do you see that? See, transport, if you write here planned unit 500, so the planned cost, so basically in this, you have to recalculate the cost. So guys, remember, whenever you change the rate of a resource, you have to go into the action. Please click on the action here, because this is the same in both P6 and the Primavera Online. Click on the action, Rita, because the cost has not been calculated because it is showing as 0. The planned cost is 0. You will need to recalculate. So guys, remember one thing, when you change the rate of a resource, you have to come to the action and click on the recalculate cost. So read this. Rita, you read this. What does it say?
This action will recalculate resource and role cost and earn value in the project. Do you want to proceed?
Yes, because I just changed the rate of the resource. Earlier it was 0. Now it is 1. So first of all, you click on this. Do not show this again, because when I do it next time, I know that I want it. So I don't want to see this box again, right? So now you click on the yes. Okay. Now what it will do, it will recalculate the cost based upon the rate change of a resource. So guys, write a special note. Okay. So now do you see that transport cost is 500? So how do you get the 500? You go to the planned units, right? Simple. You say that the trucking company is asking me for say 1000. So you write here 1000, it will become AED. So the transport cost will become 1000 AED. Okay, is this clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
And if you go to the resource names column, you can see the names of the resource. So you are using transport, you are using machine, you are using a material, and you are using a worker. So you are using man, machine, material, and cash. Okay, so you should write expenditure. Now, what is the smart thing that you should be doing? Whenever you create resources like this, I'll just tell you that what to do. At the Primavera, it is like a material. So, you should be smart enough to do it, right? Okay, see, you write like this, exp dash transport. Did you get the point, guys? What the exp tells you?
Expenses.
Yes, you write here the code exp dash te. exp dash te, if you expand it, it becomes expenditure type and it is transport expenditure, right? Even though we have created like the material, but it works like the cash, right? Is this clear?
Yes.
So when I use it here, so I can clearly see on the resource name column, it will change. It clearly says expenditure, right? Do you see that? So rest of the three are machine, material, and worker. So this one is the cash component, right? Okay. So where is the cash component? It is basically inside the inside the material only, right? So there are four kind of the cash the components: man, machine, material, and cash. But since we don't have expenditure types here, so that is the problem. So what we do, that we create the material and we use the material by prefacing it with exp, and we keep the unit rate at 1. So if I want to plan for spending 1000, I will write here 1000. Okay, 1000 AED units of the material. So that translates into 1000 dirhams, right? The planned cost. Okay, so guys, is this thing clear? Okay, so these are the four.
Yes, sir.
Want to assign more and more resources, you can add more and more resources here. Okay, right. Now, I'm going to tell you something about the resource leveling. So guys, have you heard of this term resource leveling? Yes or no?
Sir, I have done it from you.
You have done, right? So you remember that. So I'll show you that what is the resource leveling. Since Aljon, Lawrence and Rita don't know, so it will be good for them to know this, right? Okay, so let us do this thing. Let us create a new project called resource leveling. Okay, so we can go into the home here, click on this home. So then you select, I think, so you just click here. I think you should click here first. View all projects. And then you select the non-production. So in the non-production, I think you can click on the add project. Now you will get the project wizard. So you write here resource leveling. Resource leveling. G, and you write a G. And I think for the ID, you can write here RL, or it's going to create one. RL, capital, yeah. Okay. Now you can keep the date, the default start date. That's okay. That's not a problem. Or maybe, yeah, we are fine with that. Then what is the exchange rate, primary program, non-production, initial status? That's okay. Do you want to copy from an existing copy? No. So you click on the next. So group, no. So you click next. Permission sets, Rita, administrator, correct. Okay, click next. Now, what is the next? The companies, we are fine with that. Click next. Summary. So name, ID, this company is this, access and security. So you have got full access. Now you click on the add project. Okay. Now, what is the default of the calendar, guys? The default calendar is basically the UI calendar. So let's have a look. So click on the view, summary and settings. Okay. Now, if you looked at the calendar, say this. By default, it is picking up the UI calendar, right? So which is correct thing, right? If you want to add more details, so you can add more details. If you want to add a location and all those things, you can add them. Okay, so we are fine because it has picked up the correct calendar, right? Now let us close this box. Now we would like to go into the activities. So you click here and select activities. Okay. Now you click on the add button or the insert button. You can insert also. You write here task 1. And then you write here task 2. Okay. So then you write here task 3 and press enter. Now you select the task 1. Now come to the resource. Okay. Now click on the assign here. And then you click on the workspace. So click on the workspace. Did you create any resource here? In the workspace. Okay, so I think we need to create some resource here also. So let's do this thing. Let us go into the resource list.
Sir, can we select resource from a resource list, all resource, or just like in desktop P6? Or we have to create resource in every project by itself?
Resources in the workspace. So I don't know. So what is happening? Sometimes it goes into the resource. Sometimes it goes into the workspace. So you know that is very strange here.
Maybe, sir, we need to move the resource to the workspace, not to the project.
So yeah,
created and the other way around.
Yeah. So you know that will be much convenient. So to do this thing, let me go to this activity types dependencies. So which one we were doing right now? Scheduling with the calendars, right?
Yes, sir. This one.
So let me see that what resources we have here. So let me see promote. So let me select all this. Let me see if I can promote them. To promote, select the resource. Like to promote to non-production. Select promote owned by non-production, right? So now if I go into another project, so suppose if I select this project here, I select the project resource leveling. So then I should be able to see the resource, right? So if I assign the resource, assign workspace project, do I see? Oh, yes. Now I can see. Do you see this?
Yes, sir.
Worker 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now I can see the worker 1, 2, 3, 4. So what do I have? So let me do this. So worker 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're there, right? So now I select the worker 2. Okay. I select the worker 2. Okay. Now I select the task to Rita. Once again, you assign the worker 2. You click on the assign. Select the worker 2 once again. And click on the assign. Okay. Now select the task 3. and click on the assign. Now you select the worker 2 once again. Worker 2. Yes, correct. Now, what is going to happen? The capacity of the worker is basically, guys, what we have done. The capacity of the worker. Let me show you the Gantt chart. Okay, let me show you the Gantt chart. See, these three activities are in the panel. Let me schedule them. I schedule. Okay. After the scheduling, you will see that the critical path is calculated. So basically, guys, let me explain to you. What is the capacity of the worker one? His capacity to work by standard the capacity it is 8 man hours per day. Now I've assigned the same worker to three activities, right? So this kind of a situation where you assign more work to a person than his capacity, this is called resource over allocation, right? So we are going to see that how the resource is being used in the task. Okay, so I go into the project usage. Okay, then I select just a moment resource usage here, and then I select the graph here. So how it is being used. So basically, you will be able to see the new resource one. Okay, so what resources have I used? Resource usage, the worker 2. Yeah, worker 2 I want to see. I want to see the graph for the worker 2. Show all activities here. Just a moment. Activity usage. I don't know why it sometimes shows up. Okay, so guys, let me explain to you. Let me go into the resource. Okay, let me see if I can see it in the resource. Because I want to show you the resource graph so that you can understand the concept. What's happened? Oh, it's not expanding. Okay, so let me do this thing. Why should it not show here? I'm very really surprised.
So I think we need to link the activities and make a logic.
Just a moment. When I was doing this, it was working perfectly fine. So here I go into the requirement, and this is basically I'm using a resource here. Now the activity details, this is the details, right? And this is the resource assignment. The name of the resource is this programmer and system analyst. Now, when I click on this project usage, So it is showing me that what is the graph here. Okay, so according to the resource, so it is showing me the resource usage. So if I select this resource, suppose if I select the system analyst here, right? So it will show me that what is the utilization of this resource. So it shows me like this, right? I don't know, it works in certain project, in certain project it doesn't work. That's very strange. So I created this project with my hands, right? Just to check the system. Suppose if I do the requirement gathering, in this requirement gathering, I have this resource. Suppose if I look at the test engineer, right? So the test engineer is working on another activity which is below, right? So he is here working here. And if I bring this activity into the view, so his graph will come that how the test engineer is being used. Okay, so using the same logic, if I use the project usage, so then I should be able to see my resource. Just a moment. In the resource leveling, I've used the worker 2 only, right? Now, what I'm trying to say is that in the project usage, if I select task number 1 and I go to the project usage here, so in the project usage, I should be seeing this is histogram, legend, data, all these should be visible. Unit filter, remaining early, show units, cost filter, unit filter is labor, apply.
So I think we have to link the activity first. Maybe, sir.
No, basically, why the graph is not visible here. You must recalculate cost of the project to show usage data. Okay, fine. So let me do this thing. Recalculate cost. Okay, so let me recalculate cost. Okay, so just a moment. Sometimes, yeah, now it has come. Yeah. So basically, so what we are trying to do, we are trying to understand that how the resource is being used. Okay, I go into the resource, I select the worker 2. So basically, as now the picture is clear. Now what I'm trying to show you in this picture is that how the resource being used on a daily basis, right? So let me increase the size of this. Let me stretch the size. So let me go into the setup. So default unit, primary, and histogram. In the histogram, show the units. So planned units, and the color is yellow, planned, actual, over allocation with the spreadsheet rows, spreadsheet grouping, formatting. Okay, histogram is the main thing. Show units, show data date line. Okay, total, show cumulative curve. Okay, I click on the apply. Okay, so now we have got the cumulative line also. Now, guys, let me explain to you that what is happening here. Uh, Let me use these two. I think these two will be easy for you to interpret. Okay, so okay, guys. Now I think you will be able to understand and interpret this graph. So let me explain this to you. See, what is the basically what is the allocation of the resource? What is the capacity of the resource? The capacity of the resource is represented by this red line. So guys, do you see this red line here?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So red line indicates that what is the capacity of this resource. Basically, the capacity of this resource is to work 8 hours per day, right? So this, the left side of the scale, it is called the utilization scale. Okay, resource utilization scale, right? And the right side of the scale, it is called the resource cumulative capacity. Resource cumulative capacity. Okay, is this clear? Okay, now the thing is that how much of this resource that we are using. So we are using this resource for 6 days, right? And if I utilize this resource, okay, in 3 activities. So guys, what is 48 multiplied by 3? What is 48 multiplied by 3?
136.
136, right? So if you looked at the scale on the right side, actually it is touching at the 136. That is the total utilization of this resource, right? So it is showing you like Wednesday, Friday. So let me stretch these days and I think I'll be able to show you on a daily basis. So this is showing you Thursday, Friday. So when this resource has been started to utilized, so this resource is being utilized. Basically, the total utilization is on daily basis. It is being used for 24 hours. What is the over allocation? Basically, the over allocation is 16 hours. Why? Because the one person's capacity to work is 8 man hours.
Yes.
Now, 8 minus 24, how much is that? So guys, you would tell me that what is 8 minus 24. So 8 minus 24 is equal to minus 16, right?
Yeah, right, sir.
So it means that what is the minus 16? It is the shortfall. Man hours, right? So this shortfall is being displayed in the red color. Did you see the red color?
Yes, sir.
The shortfall. It says that you need this person for 24 hours. See, I'll just tell you. You need this person for 24 hours and the shortfall is 16 hours. Right? Is this clear? Now, what happens is that you go to your resource manager. So you tell your resource manager that, boss, I have got one worker. So this is the worker 2. His capacity to work is 8 man hours per day. So, you know, I need 3 workers because I'm having a shortfall of 16. So you tell him that I need actually 3 workers every day. So per day capacity requirement is 24 man hours. Do you see that? Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 and day 6. Right? Is this clear, guys? For 6 days, you need 3 resources. Now you have got 1 and the shortfall is 16. Now he says that, look, I don't have another resource. I cannot provide you another 2 resources. You'll have to work with 1. So guys, you tell me that if I have to work with one resource, then what is the solution for me? So I'll have to reduce the work. So I have to reduce the work per day to the level of the resource. If I reduce the work, then the duration will be increased. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So the duration will be increased. So one option. Now, if he says that, okay, you take another 2 people, right? You increase the capacity of the resources to 3. So first I will show you that if he gives you the resource, that is called the resource smoothing. And if he tells you to that you work with one resource and you level, that is called resource leveling. Leveling means reducing the work. Smoothing means increasing the resource to match the schedule. Now, what happens when you do the smoothing? See, your finish date will be maintained, right? Guys, do you see this? Finish date 25th September to 1st October. So your finish date will be maintained. If you add two more resources, so what is going to happen? So this capacity line is going to increase, this red line going to increase to the top, and the entire bar will be yellow, the red bar will be gone, right? And your date will still be maintained. Now, suppose he says that, okay, you increase the capacity of the resource. I'm giving you two more resource, right? Okay. Or if he says, I'm going to give you one more resource. So how do you increase the capacity of the resource? Okay. So increase the capacity of the resource. First of all, you click on the resource. Click on the resource list. Okay, now just a moment. This one got created by mistake. So I think we can delete this. Okay, so you click here and delete. Okay, yeah. So you have got the worker 2. Now, guys, let me tell you something about the resource management. Suppose if you want to use one person, you write 8 man-hour per day, right? And suppose this worker 2 is not just a worker 2, it is a team of 2 people. So guys, it's very simple. It is a table of 8, right? I'll show you that what is the capacity of the resource. The capacity of the resource is basically measured with a table of 8. It's a very simple. I hope you remember the table of 8. Okay. I'll just remind you once again. See, what is the capacity of the person? 8. What is the capacity of number of the resources? 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 16, 8 7 are 56. So if you are utilizing 7 people per day, so you will be able to generate a work capacity of 56 man hours. Okay. And if you add more man hours, it's going to reduce the duration. John, is it clear? Lawrence, do you remember the table of 8? Table of 8. 8 tens are 80. If 10 people work in parallel, they generate 80 man hours, right? Right or no?
Yes.
Guys, have you heard of something called horsepower? There is something horsepower. So where did you read horsepower? Where did you hear of horsepower?
A unit of power?
Horsepower is used to define the strength of the electric motors, car engines, right? Capacity, horsepower. So why this term is used horsepower? Because earlier times, more than 150 years ago, when there were no cars, so there were horses to pull the carriages. Now bigger carriages will require 2 horse, 3 horse, 4 horse, right? Is that clear? So we say that this is a carriage having 4 horsepower. Okay, it can basically carry more people. So that's what it says. You must have seen, if you go to some old pictures, you will see long distance carriages will have 4 horses so that they can carry more people, more weight. Now, what happened when the car came? So the car manufacturer wanted to sell the car, but the person who is going to buy the car, he will go and ask that what is the carrying strength of this car? He will say, look, this car has a carrying strength of the 2 horsepower, 3 horsepower or 4 horsepower. So the term horsepower came into the use from the car engine to the electric motors and to anything which does some physical work, right? So then we have the manpower, and the manpower is represented in the man hour. Now, 1 person is equal to 1 man hour. Actually, the word man is gender neutral. The word comes from the civil engineering. So basically, it represents a human being, right? So basically, if 1 person works, okay, so then what is the man hours he can give? 8 ones are 8, right? Is this clear?
Yes.
Now, if 10 people work, 8 tens are 80. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I hope you will remember this. Now, if I want to represent 2 workers, you know what I'm going to do? It's very simple. I will write here 16. Now, this is not a single worker, but it will become basically, just a moment, default units. Okay, so basically, there should be one more column here. The capacity, just a moment, default unit per time, default unit working capacity. Just a moment, I think it is below. I have to go into the details. Sorry, I cannot change it from there. Can you please expand it? Can you expand the doc here? Just click this. I'm not able to click. Okay, so see, do you see the max units per time, the max, right? So what is the working capacity of the resource? So let me move this here. Let me expand it. So if I put here 16, then you know that what happens. 16 means that it is not just one worker, but it is a group of two workers, right? So, we need some notes, some place to write the notes. So it used to have availability, roles, general. So we normally used to write the notes. In the note, we will write that it is a group of two workers. No, the worker two is not just the worker two. So it is rather a worker two. It becomes a group, right? Okay. So you can change the name. So I think you can change the name here. ID you can change, no? I think you can change it in the general. Okay, so it is not letting you change, but it is letting you update it to 16. Now, once I update it to 16, there will be a change in the graph. I go into the activities. Now, what's happening? I added one more person's capacity. So, guys, do you see that the capacity line has increased to the 16? And the shortfall is now 8 man hour per day. Is this clear?
Yes.
So let me do this thing. Actually, the capacity is represented by a black line. So let me see if I can change the color of the capacity line. Capacity line, spreadsheet rows, grouping, formatting, capacity, spreadsheet grouping, spreadsheet rows, histogram, display, capacity, usage, show the cumulative curve, values on the curve, data, deadline, remaining early show. So you don't have the color here. You don't have the color. So the color will remain red. Now, if I talk to the resource manager, if he gives me one more resource, so then what do? I go into the resource list. And in the resource list, he says that, okay, I grant you one more person. So I say that, okay, the total working capacity is 24. Okay. Is this clear? So then maybe I don't know what's happening. I can't change. Okay. So normally I should be able to change in the general name, not editable, not editable. I don't know. So normally I should be able to edit the name. So let me see that if I can add more columns. No more columns here. So all the columns are clear. So basically now it has become 3 people, right? So it is now a group of three people. Now, if I look at the activities here, so you will see that the capacity has risen up to 24. Did you note that, guys? So now this is normal. You will see the red bar is gone. So the over allocated unit is gone, right? Is this clear? Now he says that you can have one more. I go into the resource list like this. After I go into the resource list, then I say that, okay, I get one more person. So it means that the capacity will become redundant. So guys, tell me one thing. What is the capacity for 4 people per day? What is the man hours?
32.
Correct. So I write here 8 for the 32 man hours per day, right? 32. I should write 32. It is in the multiple of 8. Now, if you looked at the graph of your activities, so how it is going to look? So it says that, okay, the capacity, the granted capacity that you have is for 4 people, but you are not using 4 people. It's okay. You are using only 3 people per day. So guys, now let me tell you how the resources are used. So you can use the resource, okay, up to the capacity or below the capacity. Is that clear? That is called the normal allocation. If you are trying to use the resource over the capacity, it is called over allocation. So right now what you have is the planned, okay, or what we can do, let me see if I can change the graph in the histogram instead of the planned. So let me do this thing. Let me use the remaining early. Okay. So I hope that it looks good. Yeah, remaining early, right? Is this clear, guys? So this is showing you the green. Okay. So now if I reduce the capacity of the resource to 1, I say, okay, I have got only 1 resource, but I'm trying to use, okay, 3 per day. So I reduce it to 1. So 1 means 8 man hours per day. Then I go into the activities. The graph is going to change, right? How is the graph going to look? So graph is telling you that your capacity is 8, but whereas you're trying to use 3. Is this clear? Okay. And what is this yellow line saying? Yellow line saying is that how many, what is the total? Okay.
Yeah.
What is the total? So basically, if you are using 24, so guys, what is 24 multiplied by 6? Okay. So I go into this, I say CLC calc and calc app, I say into taskbar. Okay. So guys, if I'm using 24 man hours for 6 days, how much, what is the total utilization?
144.
See, 24 man hours per day for 6 days, right? How much is that?
144 hours, man hours.
Right. So you are using total man hours. So how is the total man hours being displayed? So it is being displayed in the cumulative line, right? Is this clear? So it is 144 total. Now, if you bring the cursor here, see on this yellow line, see this, guys. If you try to touch this yellow line, it will show it to you. Do you see that? Rita, but can you place can you bring the cursor on this yellow line?
Here.
Okay, so you can clearly see that it is showing you the cumulative value, right? So it is showing you how. Now we come to the another situation. Now your resource manager says that I am not able to provide you another resource. You will have to work with one. So guys, what is going to happen? I'll have to do the resource leveling. So leveling means that I'll basically reduce the work. So I will reduce the work down to the level of 8 man hours per day. So that's going to increase my durations, right, guys? Is that clear?
Yes.
My duration is going to increase. Okay. Okay. Now let me do this thing. If I level this to one resource, my project duration will become 18 days, 18 working days, right? Is this clear? Clear or not, guys?
Clear.
Because the one person can work only that much. So let me do this thing. Let me adjust in anticipation.
Sige.
Okay. Now to do the leveling, so what you need to do, you click on the action here.
Sir, Rita went outside for a moment, so
Oh, okay, so that's fine. So I'll wait for her. That's okay. That's okay. That's perfectly all right.
okay, sir. Yes, sir, she is back now. We can resume it now.
Okay, good. So you click here. Now here you will see level resources. Just a moment. Schedule level. Yeah, you click on this level. Yes. Okay. Now you select the resources. No, you should not level all resources. You should select only the resource which are not provided, right? So guys, remember, when you come to the level, first of all, you will select the resource and you should go with this option only. And once you select this option, you will see a list of the resources because your company is always going to provide you most of the resources. So when you have less resources, so you only select the resource which is less, not all the resource, right? Now, you just click on the select button. You select the worker 2, then you click on the select button here. So it will go to the right side, right? Then you click on the level now. So scheduling, leveling log. So basically it gives you the record. So you just close this box. It says the scheduler leveler completed. So guys, now you look at the overall duration there. See, this is the overall duration. And since the person can do only one task at a time, so all these tasks have been scheduled to happen one after the other. So guys, this is not due to the relationship. There is no relationship bar, right? Remember this fact. Rita, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
John, is it clear? Basically, your plan has to be realistic. Okay. You can't have an unrealistic plan because if you come to the day of the work, so there will be confusion. There will be one person and he'll be pulled from three sides. Right? Is this clear? But what if you are provided with the resource? Suppose your resource manager says that Rita, you can have two more persons. So what do? You increase the capacity and level this again. Okay. So then what happens? The three activities will come in parallel, right? So let's see. To come to the resource, You click on the resource list. Then you select the worker 2. You select here, make sure your selection is here. Okay, now you change the maximum units to 24. Let's say that you got 3 people from a resource manager, and then you come to the activities. You select the activities. Okay, now you click on the actions. Click on the actions.
Schedule.
And then you click a level. Do you see this? The capacity has increased. Now, if you level resource worker 2, click on the level now. So what's going to happen? The work is going to be increased per day and the duration is going to be reduced, right? So the work is going to match up to the available capacity, and then you will see the duration will be reduced, right? See that the duration has been reduced here. Okay, is this clear? Oh, the graph is not updated. That's very strange. Why update the graph? Basically, it is showing you the correct. Do this thing. Let me refresh the page once again. Okay, let me click here on the browser. It is showing the correct result. Yeah, now it is showing the correct result. Yeah, because it is browser based, that's why. Now the data as well as the graph is matching, right, guys? Rita, is this clear? Aljon, is this clear to you? Do you understand what is happening? See, when you have basically less resource, the duration is increased, right? So, what does the rule number 6 say? Read this.
Schedule is adjusted by resource, labor, and non-labor.
Okay, is this clear, guys? So if you are having more resource, you reduce the duration. If you are having less resource, you are increasing the duration, right? So let's say, hypothetically speaking, suppose if I have got 2, so I go into the resource list. Let me see that what does the Primavera do. So he says, then you have 2, right? Instead of 3, you have 2. Now I come back to the activities. So you will see that the capacity line is now reduced, right? Do you see that? Okay, the capacity line reduced. This is the over allocation. So I've got 2. 2 means 16. I've got 16. And what is the excess requirement? Is 8. Now I don't get that. So what do? I say level. So I click on the level now. Now the work will be rearranged in such a way that it will be but according to 16 man hours per day, right? So is this thing clear, guys? So what the Primavera is saying, since you have got 2 people, okay, you do the task 1 and 2 in parallel. After 1 and 2 is finished, then you do the task number 3. Is this thing clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is the intelligent way to plan. Because you can't do the 3 tasks at once, but you can do 2 tasks at once. Because you have got 2 people, right? So this is called the resource leveling by the Primavera. And if you have 3 people, then all the 3 tasks will be in parallel. If you have got 1 person, so that is going to basically make all the tasks happen one after the other. So it is like that. So if you add, say, suppose if I add here task 4, right? I add here task 4. Now on the task 4, I am going to assign, okay, the worker.
Sir, can we have a short break for a prayer and for a refreshment?
Sure. So just let me show this one to you, then you go. So I assigned it. Now what is going to happen when I go into the project usage, right? So it's going to basically what is going to happen. So when I click on the level here, okay. So if I click on the action, then I click on the level. So it's going to put this activity. So after doing the task 1 and 2, it says that you do the task 3 and 4, right? Is this clear, guys? Because you have got two people. So two people can do task 1 and 2, and after that they will do the task 3 and 4. So guys, you just go and take your break, and after the break, so you just call me. Okay, I'm here only. I'm here. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Message group, or you just give me a call, WhatsApp call.
Okay, sir. I will call you. Yeah, Rita will share. Now open the app, Zoom app, and there you can share the screen. Yep, in the right corner, bottom right corner. Bring it up. Click on this one. Bring it up. Here in the presentation. Sure. Correct.
You approve the remote control. Okay. So now, guys, I think it is the time is right for doing a project. So you should be doing a project on your own. So the project is here. So in the OPC group, so this is the project. You just download this. Oh, no, sorry. Okay. So you, first of all, I think it will be better to save this. So you better save it in your work area folder. Okay, so this is the flow chart of the creation of a project. So these are the broad steps for a new project creation, right? So Rita, you read the steps. What are the steps? I think your mic is not on. Are you on the mute? On your system. So let me send you.
Yeah, sir, we are on.
Okay. So okay. So whose mic is on? So you read this.
So the first one is create calendar, and then create project. Second one, third one is create WBS, and the fourth one is add activity with dependencies, and fifth one is to create resources, and the sixth one to apply resource, and then correlate result with expected value, and then troubleshoot, and then finalize plan, and the last one is baseline plan.
So after the baseline plan, we are going to execute, monitor, control, and report on the project, right? So this is the first step. So you'll have to create a calendar. Now, guys, how to do this exercise? So this exercise will be done jointly by all four of you, right? So exercise will be done on Rita's screen, and you guys will guide us. So guys, do you have a printer? Do you have any printer nearby? Can you take a printout of this and someone can hold it and dictate?
Yeah, sure,
Or
sir. We have a printer.
Or if you don't have a printer, so what you can do, you can open it in your mobile phone. Okay, you can read from there also. If you have a printer, you take a printout quickly.
Okay, sir. Sir, we have two screens actually, so we are monitoring it, opening it on one screen and working. Okay, so you take a print.
Another monitor, yes, that will be the best thing. Okay,
Yeah,
so
sir.
it will give you the big size also. So basically, first step is to create the calendar. So the structure of the calendar is like this. The daily working time will be 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and the working days will be Monday to Saturday. And what is the non-working day? Non-working day will be the Sunday and last Saturday of every month. So it means the last Saturday of every month will be the recurring, right? Okay.
Right, sir.
This will go into the holiday list. So these are the list of the holidays. And in the list of the holidays, you can include the last Saturday of every month also. Okay. Now, after creating the calendar, you will set this calendar as the default. Then you will create the project by software development 2025. So then you can write your 4 names and you can create under the, basically we will create it under the non-production group, right? And project starts 1st of the January. When you create the project, this will be the start date. And then the default will be this. So you will go to the project detail and the default, you will set fixed duration and units per time. And you will you will use the project currency as AED. Okay. So this you will not use. So instead of the INR, you will use AED. And then you will be first creating the WBS, right? So in the WBS, this will be the parent WBS. Then in the testing, there will be two child WBS. See, first we have to create the WBS. Then under the WBS, we will create the activities. Now, guys, if some activity is having 0 duration, what does it mean? Is it an activity or a milestone?
A milestone.
It will be a milestone since it is to use to mark the start. So it will be a start milestone, right? And then
Right.
and you have this milestone which is requirement defined 0. So this one will be also a milestone, but it will be the finish milestone. In the Primavera, you have two distinct milestones, the start milestone, finish milestone. So in this project, the start milestone will be one and finish milestone will be many. Now, what is the meaning of this 9-day? As you know, that is start to start. What is the meaning of this 9-day? Which is written next to the SS.
Lag.
Lag time. Yes, that is the lag time. Okay, so lag time is having just like this. And what is the -3? -3 means lead time. So what does the lead time do? It overlaps two activities to save time. Suppose if this is the system analysis, then if you have 3 days of the overlap, so then these two activities are going to look like this, right? So they will have a lead time of the -3, right? It will create an overlap. Now, why do we put lead times? We put lead times to try to reduce the duration of the project, right? We are trying to be smart with time. We're trying to optimize the time. That's why we put. So all these 0 duration will be the finish milestones, right? So these are the predecessors. So basically the lines sometimes are not visible. If I expand it, you can see the lines, basically test component module. So this will be under the system testing. These activities will be under the integration testing. Okay. And then you will have to create the resource. Now there is one resource. Basically, the resource is material, labor, non-labor. So there is basically, there is a cash expenditure which you will have to create as a material, right? The travel expenditure. So all these will be material, labor, and non-labor. And you will use the currency AED, right? Okay, you will use the currency AED. So you will create the resource. After you create the resource, you will apply the resource, right? So what is the default application of a resource? Full day. So guys, what is the man hours for a full day?
8 man hours.
8. Now, if you are not using a resource for a full day, in this activity, in the prototyping, you are using 2 resources, right? So one you are using the part-time and one you are using, both of them are part-time. One you are using 6 hours per day, another you are using 2 hours per day, right? So just make sure when you apply the resources, because by the default, okay. So what's going to happen? They're going to be applied for 8 man hours. So then you have to reduce for these 2 resources. Now, after that, we come to the next one. So in the coding, it is mentioned programmer 64 man hours. So guys, so you can write 64 man hours. That's right. But how many programmers are represented in total 64 man hours? Correct. Because it is table of 8, 8 the 64. Okay, so in this review code, we need two test engineers. Okay, so in the test module integration, we need two test. Actually, it is like this. So this resource is for this activity. This is for this activity. Okay, so this will be clear if I increase the size. Okay, then the line will be visible. So it is like this. Okay, now in this activity setup and commissioning on site, so there are two resources. This is the man, and this is the man, and this is the cache. Now, how do you represent the cache, guys? So you can create a resource called material called travel cost equal to 1 AED, right? And when you have this activity, you apply this resource as the travel cost as a material, and you write there 10,000, right? So it will calculate the cost of the travel. Now, after that, we come to the next one. The next one is the man. We need one person. We need 6 units of the handbook. This is the material resource. Okay, man, material, and machine. Rented PC. So, guys, it is saying 48 hours per day. So, how many PCs do you need? How many personal computer? How many personal computers are represented by 48 hours per day?
48 divided by 8, so it means 6.
6, correct. So it is representing 6 PC, right? So then this is the training complete milestone, and this is the project complete milestone. And if you do everything right, so you will get the finish date as 3rd June. Your duration will come 126 days, and your plan total cost will come to 152,000, 1,400 dirhams. So you will be using the currency as the dirhams, right? And this is the breakup. So breakup is like this. For the labor cost, it will be basically it will be 139,640 dirham, 2160 dirham, 600 dirham, and 10,000 dirham. Right? Is this clear? So you start doing this exercise right now. So what we have to do, we have to delete the existing data which is there. So I will go into the projects. So I'll try to see all the projects here in the non-production. So what I will do that I will uh, delete this project, right? So that you can start from scratch, delete, and mark a delete permanently. You want to delete the selected item? Yes. Okay. After deleting the project, I am going to delete the resources, right? So let me see where are the resources. Leave this page. You are currently having unsaid if you leave. Okay. So just a moment. So let me click on the save. Project deletion is underway. Yeah, it takes time to delete. Okay. So it will tell us in a while once it is deleted. Then we go to the resource list. So resource list, I don't know where is the resource list in the dictionaries. Yeah, in the dictionaries. Deleted successfully. Okay, so resources.
So I think after opening the project, we will see the resource list.
No, I have to go into the non-production, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
we select all these resources. Okay, so I can't delete all of them, right? Delete.
Can you delete from a delete button?
Let me see if I can delete multiple. Delete 3 rows. Yes. So I delete row. Delete 4 rows. Yes. So then I delete this. Delete. Delete 3. Yes. Okay, so these are the resources which are still in use. Worker 1, 2, 3, 4 material. So these are still in use in certain projects. So you can't delete the resources which are in use. So just not to worry. Now we will go to the calendars, right? So now what we do, we go into the calendars, dictionaries, calendars, right? For the non-production, the calendars. So there is this calendar, SD 2025, delete. Okay. So I deleted this calendar, save it. Oh, is it assigned to a project? But it is not assigned to a project. So I delete the India holidays. Oh, I'm duplicating it, no? I'm not deleting it. Why is it duplicating it? Cancel. Okay. So it is basically assigned in a calendar, right? Is it assigned here? Please select a holiday list. No. So let me refresh the whole thing. Non-production calendar. Yeah, this calendar. So India holidays. I say US holidays. Yeah. Let me assign the US holidays and save. Now I think I can delete the holiday list. Yeah, now it is deleted. Now I will delete the calendar. Are you sure you want to delete the selected items? Save. You cannot delete a calendar that is assigned to a project. Okay, so assigned to basically, let me see, it is assigned to a project. So which project is using this calendar SD 2025? I don't think if any project is using that. Owning workspace. Used by which project? Test workspace is using the shared data. Non-production. Let me go into the non-production. So non-production SD 2025 scheduling with calendar reduce. So resource leveling, it should not be using SD 2025. So let me see. So dependency calendar. Activity type, view, known ID, manager, status. Okay, so what is the calendar being used? Schedule with the calendar. So I think we are fairly fine now. So it is quite clean and you can start this project. Okay. So you go according to the steps mentioned. So first of all, you will be starting here. So you click here, then you select the workspace. Workspace is your non-production. So in the non-production, so you will go to the dictionaries, right? So what are the dictionaries here? Just a moment. Open a project, Are we select an item? So we have to be in the non-production. So guys, so first of all, you should create the calendar. So let me see that where is the calendar creation button. But sometimes it is not giving the right option.
I think it's in the summary and settings, sir.
You just click there. You just click there because sometimes there is too much of the P6 inside your head. And yeah, okay, yes, it's good. Yeah, that's very intelligent. Now you click on the calendar. Now what do you do? Since this calendar cannot be deleted, I don't know why it is not possible to delete this. It says that it is still in the use. And it says it is in the use. So what do? You just create a calendar with the name 2 because this calendar it is not assigned to an activity. PRM, okay, some activity is using this. So which activity? So you can delete that assigned to an activity and made it there. That is activity assigned. Okay. Maybe we applied this calendar to some activity in some project. So we are not able to basically find out. Okay. So what do? First you refresh your page. Okay. Reload the page. And then after reloading the page, you click on the ad, you create the calendar SD 2025 cal, you put there 2, right? Okay, so you start from this point, okay? You just click here. Now name you put as, so guys, you please take the printout in your hand and you dictate to her cal 2. And I think the ID will be the same, it's okay. Now click next. Now you have to create the work week. So how do you create the work week? So you have to create the timing. So basically in this calendar, there are 6 days of the work. So first of all, you do this thing. You go to the Saturday also, make this as 8 hours, right? Then you click the next. Okay. After that, the holidays you can click later, you can select later. You click here on the finish, right? So first of all, you have created the calendar. Now you have to tell that what is the time period. So the time period in this calendar is 8 man hours per day. See, for every company, it will be 8 man hour per day, and the hours per week, it depends upon the work culture. So this is a 6 days a week calendar. So how much should be the man hours per week? 48, right? Okay, now you come to the next. So 48 multiplied by 4, how much is that? 192, okay. Don't go by the prompt, use your calculation, right? So just close this prompt. Now, if you are having, say, 192 multiplied by 12 plus 40, how much will be that? For the entire year, it will be 2344, right? Okay. So make sure it is 2344. Okay, it has got a decimal, fine. Now, you click on the save button here. Now you have to basically set the daily schedule, right? This is the summary. Now you come to the calendar. Now, so you come to the standard work week, that how the work week is designed. So the design of the work week is, so guys, what is the working time starting from?
8 o'clock.
So you just guide her. You are in the same room, guys. You are there, Harun?
He went outside for a while. Maybe.
See, you said the first half. You look at the printout. See, what is the first half timing? First half timing is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So how do you set this?
I don't have printed the document.
Yeah, so this is the first half. Then there is a break time. The second half is 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So you have to set the daily timing. So basically you have to drag this, right? No. Sunday is the non-work. On Sunday it is the non-work. So you don't work. Basically your 9 a.m. is going to start from here. See this. Okay. And 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. right? So every day it will be like this, right? So you bring this down by 1 hour. Drag it. Yeah. And yeah, correct. You keep it at the 9 a.m. Then this portion you drag up and you bring it into the box. Okay. Yeah. You have to basically, are you using a trackpad? Are you using a trackpad or what? Rita, are you using a mouse or a trackpad? Rita, can you please switch on your mic?
Yes, sir. I borrow Harun pad
Are you using a trackpad or a mouse?
just now. I'm using
Please-
mouse.
Yes, you use the mouse. Yeah. Now you do the same thing for all the days, right?
Yes.
So basically, this is the range of the work for all the days. Okay. Now, actually, it is the first half. Okay, so basically the first half will be up to 1 p.m., right? See, let me do a little bit of the correction on the first day. See, it is up to 1 p.m. See, 1 p.m. boundary is up to here. Okay, so let me drag this. So you can drag this. It is going to start at 9 a.m. and it is going to be. Okay, can you please drag this up to here? Can you bring this up to here? Up to just a moment. So let me use the proper tool. See, for the hour.
It should be on the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it can't drag.
Okay, so you do one thing. You go and reduce the time to 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
Now I think that you can drag it.
Okay.
Okay, so you drag this. You starting from 9 a.m. Okay, yeah, like this. So you just go for every day. You make it as 4 hours on the top.
Okay.
You make this as 4. You make all of them as 4. Careful with
Wait.
the cursor. Or what you can do that you make it as 8. You make this as 8. Actually, no, it is 8 per day. So let's do this thing. You make this as 8 every day. You put here 8. because we have to have two halves, right? So we'll split. Okay. So we will
Okay.
here. So see how we will do. First, we will drag this to the 9M. Then we will try to see if it can be split. If it can't be split, then we bring it up to here. Then
Yeah.
start from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. up to here. Right? So we just create like this, like this. Okay? Just do it. You align all these dates. Correct. Yes, correct. Now you drag from here to here to create the second half of the day. So the total will become 8 man hours, right? So this is basically the timing between 1 to 2 p.m. It is the break time, right? So basically you have created the daily schedule. Now you have to click on the save button. Okay, so you have created the calendar which is working from Monday to Saturday, and it is 8 man hours with the break time of 1 to 2, starting at 9 and finishing at 6 p.m., right? So now you have to create the holidays. Now you click here. So you have to basically click on the ad. So you have to write here IST holidays, IST holidays. Okay. And you click save. Okay. So after you have that, so now you select the IST holidays. So where is that name gone? IST holiday. Did you save that? You just click on the add calendar add. Yes. So now, guys, you please dictate to her the list of the holidays.
Yes, sir, I printed for her. It is with her now. She is typing it from it one.
So basically, you have to start in the year 2025, right? So is there any holiday in the month of the January? Yeah. So you can put it there, and you it is not once, but it is a fixed one. So what you can do that you can say repeat every January, right? Okay, every January. Okay. Now you click on the add once again because you have to add. Then you click on the save in the last. So you dictate to her. What is the next one? 2025. Harun, what is the next one? Your mic is on the mute. You are here, guys. So, guys, you can hear my voice.
Yes, sir, we are here, sir.
Actually, you just dictate to her the holiday 2, 3, 4, 5, and all those.
Okay, sir. Okay. So holiday number 2, Rita, it is from 28th of March 2025. 2025. Yeah, March 28.
Correct.
Save
Did you-
it.
No, there is no need to save right now. First, you create because on the save it will close.
Okay, sir. Holiday 3. And this 13th of April 2025.
2025.
You can click the double arrow to see the 13th
Oh.
of April. Okay, okay. One more. 15th of August. Click on double arrow. Okay. August. 15th of August. Yeah. Next one. Holiday number 5. 2nd of October. Yeah,
So you can make this as a repeat every year, right?
2nd of
Because
October. Yeah, repeat every year.
so you select October.
Select October. Here, no, here in the month. Yeah, in the January, instead of January.
You just scroll the month of the October, and then you select October 2. So October 2 will be repeated. Okay. Okay. Now you click on the ad.
Add one more. Holiday number 6. 17th of October.
Good evening. Good
Yes.
evening, Mr. Sujoy. I
Yes,
just
sir.
came back from our meeting.
Yeah. Good.
So, yeah, if we finish this calendar, can we start about the one we stopped yesterday
Yeah, this one.
about assign baseline and maintain baseline?
Yeah.
Did you
Just
figure it out?
there is one more. There is one more. You add one more. There is one more. Just add one more.
Okay, open the calendar right now. IST. Yeah, IST. Yeah, this one. Click on this one. Go to here on the right side, summary or calendar.
No. You go into the holiday list. No. You have to click on the holiday, right? IST holiday. So now you add the one more. So you write here last Saturday off. You write here last Saturday off. Correct. Now what you do? You want the last Saturday of every month to be recurring. Okay. So you select here repeat. Now you select the last word here of Saturday off. Okay. Now the problem is that it doesn't have the recurring for all the months. So you will have to basically, you will have to do this 12 times, right? So that it makes the last Saturday of every month as the off day. So you will have to do it 12 times once for the January. So you'll have to see this is basically, what you need to do. You just got to do this thing last Saturday off, you just got to write the month here that this is for the January, right? So then what you need to do, let's see if you can copy paste the name. So you copy that much and then you write it here as February, right? Like this. Okay. Then you do the same thing, repeat the last Saturday of February. So now you select here February. Okay. Then you copy this thing, you create it for the no, not there. Here you click, it will create a new row. Click here, now you paste it inside it. And then no, you just click here, go into this, yeah, paste it, and you select here March. You just type here March, and then on the right side you select March, right? So you select the third radio of the button first, then you select last Saturday of March. So like this, you do it 12 times. I think we can stop here. You have understood. So guys, let us stop here. This is just to give an understanding and a start. So just click on the save. Now you have saved the holidays. Now what you need to do that you come to the summary here, click here. Now you have to basically in this calendar, you have to apply the list of the holiday list, right? So basically you will complete the list of the holiday later. You select here, click here to select. So is it not letting you? Just a moment. Oh, first you need to save or what? Just a moment. So holiday, I think it was saved, right? Just a moment. So let's go to the root again. let us go to
Hello,
the
Mr. Sujoy. Sorry for interrupting, 1 minute. Can we talk? Hello?
yes. So
Yeah, so
then it is not going to work for you. See, you should be able to create a project. See, when you click here, select items, so you can see that projects, programs, and the workspaces, right? So
Yeah, sure,
basically,
sir.
there should be the non-production visible to you. If I click here, view all the projects. Okay, so you are able to view all the projects. So when you are able to view a project, then you should be able to create a new project as well. But the add of the project button is not there. Okay, so I have created here. So you can see a lot of things here. So basically, I start from here. I click on the top left, that is the Oracle. So this is the home page, right? So do you see this? Open project, add a company, add a workspace, update my activities, add timesheet. So how many options do you see here? How many options do you see on the left side in under the get started?
6.
Do you have all these options? Open, add a company, add a workspace, update my activities, add timesheets.
We have only 2. I have only 2. Rita, you have 6
So you have
options?
only 2. So Joe, I
Yeah,
believe
no.
that we have got all the options, right? Now, okay. Now when I go to the projects, so I have this view all the project, then you have got add also. Do you have this add button here? Add project?
No, sir, I don't have it.
So if you don't have it, then how you are going to learn it?
Yeah.
That is the problem. If I give the demo from my screen and if I want you to do something, create a project from scratch, create a resource from scratch. So how are you going to do it? That is the problem. So that is why I had told that Sudhakar, you should contact me 1 hour before the start of the training. You take all the login and one by one we fix it. Right? Now, if I
Yes.
ask you to go to the resource, do you see these options here? The resource list, role list, assignment, analysis. Do you have this? If you click on the resource list, okay, can you see a list of the resources on your screen?
So for this, first we have to open the project,
See,
right?
first